Hello and welcome back to Livin with LCruu, the adventure vlog. What?
You didn't tell me.
I told you it's action time. Right now we're sitting in our Virginia apartment, but we've been looking back on our time traveling, and we wanted to give you a little bit of a guide, our yes and no's, do's and don'ts of Palm Springs, California. What do you have to say?
So, if you're visiting Palm Springs or the Palm Springs area, the Coachella Valley, hopefully this might give you a quick shortcut to having the best experience you possibly can. And if you find anything else out, or if we missed anything, let us know, please.
Drop it in the comments.
Because we will be back.
Basically what I was thinking is we go back and forth talking about like highlights and things that we loved or things that we would recommend, and then
We'll do the same ones.
then we tie and we each get a point.
We're getting points?
We'll get a point if
Every tied one.
every tied one we get a point. And if we can get 5 points, we eat dessert.
Okay.
So you can start.
Okay, I start. So is this like my number one favorite thing to do in Palm Springs?
It doesn't have to be in order. I don't have like an order. Just things that you would recommend.
And
if
this is
someone
the
was
Palm
visiting.
Springs area.
We could do the Coachella Valley, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Me first.
Go for it. Why not?
So, I'm going to save what I think is going to be the most popular opinion
For the last?
for my last one.
Okay, go ahead. I hope that we've approached this the same way, because I kind of feel like we might have different like ways of coming into this, but
Well,
it's
then
okay.
Then we will come together.
Then we get all
and
of the
maybe
recommendations.
Get a good list.
Okay,
You
go.
need to get a Hadley's Date Shake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not a tie.
Not a tie?
No.
So dates are the most incredible things. They are delicious in California because they're one of the only areas in the world that dates naturally grow, I believe. Fact check me on that. X or check mark here. Regardless, dates are just so juicy and fresh from the Palm Springs area, especially in the Coachella Valley.
Yeah.
Like we lived off of Date Palm Street, for example.
Yeah.
And the best one that we found is Hadley's, and it's right by the dinosaurs on the expressway.
On the
So
expressway.
You have to drive a little bit to get there.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely. I didn't like dates really until, or I wasn't like, I guess, a fan of them. I never like searched them out until we had the dates there, because they're fresh, they're huge, they're natural. So okay, good for you. That was a good one. Okay, my turn. I'm gonna say one thing that you've got to do in Palm Springs, and this one's probably gonna be like widely known, is the tram.
Yeah, that was gonna be my last one.
Yeah, so the tram is one of like, I want to say it's the nation's biggest, or what was it? And we can fact check that on the screen as well. But basically, once you get up there, it's, I mean, gorgeous. They have like restaurants and shops and like information. But what was really cool was the hiking. You're like already so high up in this mountainscape, and then you also like can hike around, and that was really cool. I wanted so badly to see some wildlife, but I mean, just gorgeous views. We went, it was actually pretty cold, very windy, because we went like in winter, but yeah, definitely I would say like fall or spring go, so that it's not too chilly, but also it's not like 100 plus degrees. So that is something I definitely recommend.
There's a few trails that are back county, which we did not do, which next time we will do. The San Jacinto mountain range is the mountain range that overlooks the Coachella Valley, and you can climb to the tippy top of it, which is pretty cool.
That just reminded me of another thing, but it's your turn, unless you're done.
My favorite part about the tram is tower number 3. I guess my next thing is just hike in the San Jacinto mountain range, hike somewhere there. We did one with the Takwish Canyon.
Yeah, but some of those hikes you do have to pay for. You
Okay.
pay for entry. Do you remember we paid in the?
Did we pay for the
at the
Takwish?
visitor center?
We did
yeah.
pay for the Takwish.
I think it was like $5 or something, and part of me is like, that's annoying because it's nature. But also, part of me understands it because like that money goes to keeping the trails like alive and safe.
The money that you pay goes to supporting the land that is there, as well as the people that have generously allowed everyone else to go enjoy their land as well.
Yeah, the native tribes.
The native tribes. We did Takwish. It's a large waterfall. That one's fun, but any hike in this San Jacinto mountain range, I heavily recommend.
Yes, definitely if you're outdoorsy people, it's beautiful. It's hot, which is honestly nice. So prepare for not a ton of shade in a lot of them. But yeah, I definitely recommend hiking around there. But there's tons of hikes. You can just look it up on Google, all trails, whatever. Yeah,
Your turn.
my turn. I'm going to say, let me go back to it.
Wait, so far we have 1 point, which is the tram.
1 point is the tram. Okay, this one also is probably very commonly known, but the street markets.
That was my next one.
Yeah, okay, so
That's 2
one
points.
more point. The really cool thing is every Thursday night, they have like a open street fair. They close down like the main streets in downtown Palm Springs.
Mm-hmm.
They have local businesses set up their tents, Chamber of Commerce, like whatever. Lots of live music, live entertainment, break dancers, lots of food trucks. It's just a really, really cool way to like get to know the area, get to know the small businesses and support them because that's your community. And so they do a lot of like those community type things. I remember around Christmas time, there was like hanging out with Santa and like decorating cookies and stuff just for free at the market. Like it's just really cool. And it also is free to just walk around there. And parking most of the time was free around that area too, especially for the nights. Do you have anything to add about the markets?
That's where we were exposed to dates.
Yeah. But also there was other type of markets. Once a month there was a vintage market, which did cost money to get into, but it was really cool to look around and shop around there. There's also like flea markets nearby. One of them at the College of the Desert. So like that one is free to get into, to just, again, walk around, be a part of the community, see what it has to offer, all of that.
Okay.
So that's, got to check out the markets.
Okay, I gotta go.
All right.
The Coachella Valley Vista Point.
Okay. That was,
Remember this?
yeah.
Is it on yours?
No, but it was the thing I was just going to add. So I would say it's a point.
This is in the Coachella Valley, but you go all the way through Highway 74 up a windy mountain. So if you're not comfortable driving, go in the daytime because there's a lot of switchbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. There's a lot of switchbacks, and you go up to the middle of the mountain range, and you can oversee all of the Coachella Valley.
Yeah.
We went during sunset, right?
Yeah.
And gorgeous.
Yeah.
Absolutely
And like,
beautiful.
we've also gone up there at night for stargazing, which is also amazing because you're kind of away from the light pollution. Sometimes it is like there's going to be a lot of other people there. So like one time we went and people were like blasting music, which was like kind of against the vibe. But yeah, no, it's a really cool place to check out if you want to stargaze. It's very accessible if you have a car. My next one, I'm just going to say it's good thrifting. And also in reference to like luxury thrifting, like designer thrifting, one of my favorite YouTubers actually at Blazed in Glaze, she goes to Palm Springs all the time to thrift and hits up a lot of the really awesome popular thrift stores there. Angel View's one of them. They have a lot of Goodwills. They have a lot of resale shops. And being in California, being in a place where, you're not too far from Hollywood, you're not too far removed from like the movies. Even like Palm Springs is known for like the old movies, like the big Maryland statues in downtown Palm Springs. There's just a lot of like flashy movie star history there, and so it's you kind of still have that feel when you're going around the vintage shops and thrift shops. So if you want to find some cool, unique pieces, I would definitely recommend checking out those stores. Your turn. Unless that was a point, or maybe not.
That was not a point.
Okay, I figured.
Oh, Joshua Tree National Park. Is that a point?
Yeah, I put that we're not far from that.
Yeah, it is extremely close to Palm Springs, like maybe an hour drive, but I mean, need I say more, to National Park. There's a lot of great hikes. It's beautiful. We did not go for stargazing, but we heard that's the most spectacular place to go for it. I heard there's some supernatural activity that happens there as well.
Joshua Tree is very spiritual. It's really cool. And it's cool to see, and even like, I mean, it's very vast, and just, beautiful. And just unique, I guess is the word I'm looking for. It's a desert, so unique to a lot of the other places I've been before. So, so my next one, I'm going to say, it's kind of very specific, but it can be broadened out. So we were there during the time that we got to experience the Hot Air Balloon Festival, which was just so cool. It was like right outside our door, basically. It was like a half a block down the street, and just an amazing thing to experience. But to broaden that out, because I do believe that only happens once a year, The casino, the Agua Caliente Casino, they do a ton of different events throughout the year. So that's definitely a good place to check of what's happening, what festivals, what events are going on. They do so many different things. It's a casino for sure, but we also like saw a stand-up comedian there. They have plenty of music artists come and play like on the lawn, but also in the casino. Like, it's just a cool place to like know about events and like, know what's going on in the area. So I definitely recommend the Agua Caliente Casino and events.
Gamble responsibly if you choose to gamble. So my next one is... Okay. There is a very cool speakeasy. This is in Indio. It's called Italica. Look it up. I don't want to give away too much, but it is very speakeasy-esque, and the drinks and food were phenomenal. Probably one of the better restaurants that we went to in the Palm Springs area.
Yeah, great. I would agree. The coolest bathroom I've ever seen. That's for freaking sure.
It's important.
Yeah, Vince Vaughn. Now, my next one, this one's very specific, but yours, I guess, is pretty specific too. I mentioned talking about like vintage shops and things. Discount beepers. When it's a small, like hole-in-the-wall vintage shop, we literally found it and just accidentally wandered in there on opening day and checked it out. So hopefully all is going well over there and that he's doing a great job, like making a lot of money. But he had a lot of really cool vintage pieces, like clothing, but also just like cool stuff from the 80s and 90s, like home decor and like music and just tons of cool stuff. So Discount Peepers, it's in downtown Palm Springs. Check that out.
So I can't speak to what this place is like during the daytime, but the Palm Springs Surf Club was a lot of fun.
Point.
Did you have that one? You
Point.
got it?
Is that the one where we went with Bart and Elise and you and Frankie?
Yeah, that's 6 points.
Yeah.
How do we go out? Basically, you go into this water park or the surf club or however you want to word it. And there's like an adults only time where you go and get drinks and you are allowed to go on the lazy river. There's a really cool DJ. There's a pool. It's just a cool way to spend your time. And there was nobody there when we were there, which was surprising.
But we also made cool friends there, like the guy who's going to escape, the people we were talking to at the bar. So again, it's like...
Hidden gem.
Yeah, if you're looking to like meet people during your travels, or if you're moving to Palm Springs, or if you're spending an elongated amount of time in Palm Springs, these are the recommendations of, places that you can meet people, or if you like to connect with the community you're going to when you travel, these are like the places that I definitely recommend that you go. Cool, that was one of mine as well. I'm also going to say... My next one was just going to be that the surrounding towns, Indio, La Quinta, what else is in between there? Indian Wells, like just being around the surrounding areas, checking out, their restaurants, their shopping, if that's what you're into. Like what was that? Where did we go with we went like all happy hours? What is that
Point.
called?
That's called El Paseo. It is in Palm Desert. It is
Palm
like
Desert,
it's like have you ever heard of Rodeo Drive with all the shops and restaurants XYZ? The fancier side of LA. That's kind of like their version of it. Really good restaurants, cool shops.
Yeah.
That is more
kind of more luxe.
Yeah.
Type of thing. But it's cool to like... I am all about like thrifting and all of that. Sometimes it's fun to just like walk up and down these like high-end like places and just like pretend for a little bit. Like I think that's so fun, just like window shopping, and a lot of good restaurants there. Like I said, we jumped and we did like 4 happy hours in one night, just like getting appetizers and drinks. And yeah, it was lots of cool places to check out there.
If you're gonna golf, I would suggest going to the PGA West golf course. This is where a lot of the tournaments for the PGA are being played, but it's also a public as well as a private, but it's also a public course. So if you want to go to one of the most beautiful courses in America, try that out. There's their own little community and everything, but I didn't golf there. I try to golf sometimes, it doesn't work out too well. But we went there to go gift shopping for my family, and we just got to look out on the course, and it was gorgeous.
Yeah, it's beautiful. My other thing in relation to sports, which take this or leave this, we played a lot of pickleball, and I just think it's really cool that there's a ton. I mean, you could probably find this everywhere, but if you're kind of going for vacation, it's just another fun activity to do, again, to meet people in the community. We ended up playing at a few different courts around the city, like night pickleballing, so you're not like sweating and like burning up during the day. A lot of them have like lit up courts, and that's just another fun way to enjoy your time in the desert.
That would be 8 because there's a lot of open courts. La Quinta, for example, has a little park, and there's at least 20 courts.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So if you're going in a time where it's nice to be outside, there's a lot of opportunity to do so.
Yeah.
Speaking of La Quinta, there is an old town La Quinta, which is like the El Paseo of La Quinta. It's
old
small.
town. It's like the older architecture. It's not like El Paseo, which is like designer
That's a good point.
shopping district. It's like
good food, good ice cream, great ice cream.
Yeah,
and then they have farmers markets there as well.
I think my last one, let me just confirm. The last thing that I'm going to say is it's hard because I'm like, does this really count? But it's the fact that we are close to Los Angeles and Orange County because it is like an hour or I think like 2-hour drive from Palm Springs to like downtown Los Angeles.
Without traffic. Keep that in mind.
But like we had friends that we were able to visit there. Also like Los Angeles is like its own beast and it's so interesting just to like pretend for a little bit, like go there, walk around, window shop, people watch. Los Angeles is like its own entity in that way. Also, we were able to go to like, Anaheim for Disney and Knott's Berry Farm for like the scary season and like being close to all that. If you're going to make like an elongated trip out to Palm Springs or if you're going to, you're planning a certain time of year, these are good things to know if you're going to have access to a car or something like that. So
San Bernardino's close by if you like music.
Definitely good to have know about those surrounding areas as well.
I have a few things that I wish we did, but we did not have time.
Okay, yeah, that's a good honorable mention.
Honorable mentions that we did not try but want to try. There is a city called Idlewild. I heard that is extremely cute and cool. This does get cold and it does get
hiking,
snow.
Right? It's like
beautiful, beautiful hiking, and then there's a little city that is there as well. There's tons of trees, which is crazy because Palm Springs is a desert, and this is like the complete opposite where
it's not that far.
Snow and trees, XYZ.
Snow and trees.
Second thing, next to Joshua Tree, there's a city called Pioneer Town, and there's a cool bar called Pappy and Harriet's, and this is like a tiny dive bar but has amazing live music.
Known for their live music.
Amazing. I think Paul McCartney was there, for example. So go, and then you could get lucky. Oh, the wineries. On the other side of the mountain, there is a city.
A few things.
Temecula. It's called Temecula Valley.
Temecula. True. A couple things to be aware of is the fact that they're not joking when they say it is hot. Like we were there not even in the peak heat and it was still like 100 degrees down to like I think the lowest I got was like 75 in December.
Early September.
September
was 100 when we moved in.
Yeah, I'm talking about how low it gets. So with that being said, my tips are going to be if you're going on vacation or you're going there to visit, maybe try to find somewhere that has access to a pool. I know a lot of them do, but just be aware of that. Also make sure that you are drinking a ton of water. And also if you're going to have a car in some way, like we got invested in the silver things that reflect the sun that go into the car. But just be prepared to be hot and sweaty. Dress accordingly, bring your hair ties and all of that. And depending on how you like to travel, when you could be spending a lot of time outside. So make sure that you are drinking a ton of water, wearing your sunscreen. We don't need anyone passing out while they're trying to enjoy their trip. Any other things to note about Palm Springs or our time there?
One last thing that I want to point out is that there was a bus system that would go through Palm Springs and the surrounding areas, but everything is very spread out. And so if you can get access to a car, it is much, much easier to transport yourself that way. The public transit system is not as developed as it could be in the Palm Springs and surrounding areas.
It's a paradise town, and people always say there's not much to do there. There's a lot to do there. Just talk to people, figure stuff out. That's how we found out a lot of the things. But it is a beautiful, beautiful city, and it's a beautiful valley too. We will be back, 100%. So thank you, Palm Springs, for welcoming us. We appreciate you.
It was wonderful. Okay, well, what advice do you have to the people? Should they visit Palm Springs?
Yeah, why not? If you're going to go to LA, you might as well go to Palm Springs too. It's only a couple hour drive.
Watch the movie Palm Springs.
Yes. Oh. We got
our points. Dessert. Okay, so I encourage you to go check out new places. Don't be discouraged if someone says there's not a lot to do in a place. There's plenty to do literally anywhere you go, and I firmly believe that. And keep living large. We'll catch you on the flip.